students. So today we are going to discuss about quantum numbers. Okay. Now, what do we mean by quantum numbers? Quantum numbers are a set of four numbers. It is the set of four numbers which gives the complete information about the electron in an atom. Okay, means if we know the values of all the quantum numbers for an electron, then we will have its complete information. Okay, what type of information? Like what is the energy of electron, what is the size of an atom, means what is the size of that particular orbital in which it is present, what is the shape of orbital, and what is the orientation of an orbital. Okay, as in addition to this, we can also know what is the spinning motion of an electron. So there are different types of quantum numbers. Few will tell us about energy and size of orbital, shape of orbital or orientation of orbital, or spinning motion of orbital. Okay, now how many types of quantum numbers are there? There are four types of quantum numbers. First is principal quantum number, then azimuthal quantum number, then magnetic quantum number, and then spin quantum number. Their designations are small n for principal quantum number. Now here you can see spelling of principal is Principal. So this is to be kept in mind. Don't write Principle. It is Pal, not Ple. Okay, so its designation is small n. Azimuthal quantum number or subsidiary quantum number, it has designation L. Similarly, magnetic quantum number has designation of Ml. Okay, we can write simply M also, but small l also can be written as subscript. Now similarly, spin quantum number, we can write small s also and ms also. Okay, now let us discuss these quantum numbers one by one. First of all, principal quantum number. So principal quantum number is denoted by n, and it has values from 1 onwards. They are positive integers. So one thing you can note down here, that principal quantum number will never have zero value. Okay, now what it tells us about the electron. Okay, now see, this quantum number will tell us about the size and energy of the orbital. Okay, so what is the orbital in which this is present, electron, our electron is present, we can tell about the energy also. Okay, now this principal quantum number, it identifies the shell. Shell means in Bohr model we have done, we denote the energy levels by 1, 2, 3, 4 or by K, L, M, N. So these are known as shells. Okay, or we say main energy levels. Okay, so if we know the value of n, then we know in which main shell the electron is present. Okay, now with the increase in value of n, the number of allowed orbitals increases. Okay, so n value will tell us how many orbitals are possible. Okay, now how many are possible? That formula is n square. So it means for K shell, n value is 1. It means how many orbitals are possible? 1 square. 1 square means 1. For L shell, 2 square. 2 square means 4. So L main energy level or L shell will have 4 orbitals. Similarly, we can calculate for others. Okay, so this much information is given by principal quantum number small n. Now let us discuss second quantum number. There are three names assigned to this quantum number. We say azimuthal quantum number, or orbital angular momentum quantum number, or subsidiary quantum number. So these are different names assigned to this particular quantum number. Now what this quantum number tells us about. This quantum number defines the three-dimensional shape of the orbital. Okay, for any given value of n. Okay, for any given value of n, L can have values from 0 to n minus 1. So what is to be remembered? If n value is known to us, then L values will be from 0 to n minus 1. Okay, so this is the formula. Suppose I have n shell. We know K, L, M, N. For n shell, this n value is 4. Okay. Now n value is 4 means how many values are possible for L? We have to start from 0 and we will go till n minus 1. So from 0 to n minus 1. So from 0 to 3 there are 0, 1, 2 and 3. These 4 values are possible. So it means for n shell there are 4 values of L. Now as many values are there of L, that many sub shells exist in the main energy level. Okay, so in general what we can say, number of sub shells is equal to the value of n. Okay, so when I take first shell, then n value is 1. So it means how many sub shells will be there? 1 only. Similarly, if I take n value as 3, so it means there will be 3 sub shells. Okay, so second thing was this about azimuthal quantum number. Now one more thing, when we are saying that there is sub level, then how to represent the sub level? Just like energy level is represented by K, L, M, N or n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, sub levels, how they are represented. So this table is to be remembered. It is very important table. If L value is 0, then sub level will be S. So you have to remember 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, SPDF. Okay, this is to be remembered, and after this we have to go alphabetically. Okay, so after F we will move alphabetically. So after F, G comes, then H, then I, J, K, like that we have to go. Okay, now these first 4 sublevels S, P, D, F, they are also named as S stands for sharp, P stands for principal, D stands for diffused, F stands for fundamental. And you will be discussing, or you might have discussed, orbital shapes. Shapes of s orbitals are spherically symmetrical. P orbital shapes are dumbbell shapes, and d orbital shapes are, for 4 orbitals they are double dumbbell, and for 5th orbital it is duff nut shape. Okay, or we say first 4 they have clover leaf shape. So there are 4 loops. In case of dumbbell there are only 2 loops, and in case of this there are 4 loops. Now orbitals of F, they are too complex, so they cannot be discussed. Okay, now these 2 tables are to be learnt very properly. Okay, this, on the basis of this, questions are asked every time. So what you have to remember, 0, 1, 2, 3 S, P, D, F, and thereafter it will move like alphabetical order. Okay, now when we know the value of n and we know the value of L, then how the subshell can be designated, how we can denote a particular subshell. So what we have to remember, we have to put it collectively. Okay, NL. Now see, if n value is 1, then from the formula of calculating the values of L values are 0 to n minus 1. So 0 to 1 minus 1 means 0 to 0. So only one value is there, which is 0. Now how to denote this sublevel? I have to do like this, NL. So n value is here 1. L means what is the designation given, just like just now we did 0, 1, 2, 3 is S, P, D, F. So for L value 0 there is S. So NL means this is N and L means small s. So subshell will be 1s. Okay. So what we have to remember when we are going to denote a subshell, then we have to combine these two things, n, l. Here n is the number, it will be the number, whereas l will be the symbol for l value. Okay. Now third quantum number is magnetic quantum number or magnetic orbital quantum number. Okay, now see, this quantum number tells us about the spatial orientations of the orbital with respect to standard set of coordinate axes. So this thing you can say in other words also. You can say that this quantum number tells us about the different orientations which a sublevel can take up when it is under the influence of magnetic field. Now what is the meaning of this? It means that how many possible shapes are there for a sublevel when it is under the influence of magnetic field. So as many values of ML are possible, that many will be the number of orientations, or that many will be the number of shapes possible. Okay. Now for any subshell L, how many total values are possible? Total values possible are 2L plus 1. Okay. So for any subshell L, total values possible are 2L plus 1. Okay. Now this is total number. Now what are the values? What exactly the values are? That can be calculated by this minus L through 0 to plus L. Here it is minus L, minus of L minus 1, minus of L minus 2, till 0 we will go, then that side we will move, okay, till L value. So we have to remember this only. We can remember this one. So how to calculate the values? Suppose L value is 1, okay, then M values will be from minus 1 through 0 to plus 1. Okay. Now you know the number line. We have to start moving from left side to right side. See, this is 0 value, this is 1, 2, 3 and so on. Similarly, this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So whatever is the value of L, we have to start moving. Suppose L value is 2. Okay. Then ML values will be from minus 2 till plus 2. So what are the different values? Minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Okay. So this way we have to go ahead. Now if we count all the values, then total values will be 2L plus 1. Okay. Just like just now we did, L value is 2. Then total possible values are minus 2, minus 1, 0, plus 1, plus 2. Okay. Now total values will be 2L plus 1. 2 into 2 plus 1. So it means 5 values. So these are 5 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So this is what magnetic quantum number tells us about the electron. Okay. Now as many values are there of ML, that many orbitals are possible. Okay. Now how to do it? This table we need to learn. See, if L value is 0, then it means subshell is S. Okay. Now from L value we can calculate how many total MS values are there. As many MS values are there, ML values are there, that many will be the number of orbitals. Now for L equal to 0, ML value will be only 1 and that value will be 0. So 1 value means 1 orbital. If I take L equal to 1, then it represents p sublevel and possible values are -1, 0, +1. Okay. Now there are 3 values, so there are 3 possible orbitals. Okay. So this table is also to be learned. Now next is electron spin quantum number, or we simply say spin quantum number. It can be denoted by small s only or ms. Now it refers to orientation of the spin of the electron, and orientations can be of two types, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Either clockwise or anti-clockwise. So they can be represented in two ways. In case we want to represent them with arrows, then we can represent like this or like this. Okay. If arrow are not to be represented, then we can write like this, +1/2 and -1/2. So one represents clockwise motion and another represents anti-clockwise motion. Now one more thing which we can remember here is that whichever orbital it is, a single orbital can have at the maximum 2 electrons. Okay, and those two will also be with opposite spins. Okay. Now let us look at this table. This table keeps into account all the 4 quantum numbers. Okay. Now see, this is first quantum number, principal quantum number, second quantum number, then this is third quantum number, and here it will be fourth quantum number, which is spin quantum number. Now first quantum number, we will go from left to right. If we are talking about first shell, then for n value 1, L value will be 0. Okay. Now which subshell it is? Which subshell it is? If n value is 1, L value is 0, then NL, what I have to do? NL I have to write. So n is 1, L is 0, for which designation is S. So it will be 1S subshell. Okay. Now what are the ML values? For L equal to 0, ML value is also 0. Okay. So it is one value means one orbital. So this subshell will have only one orbital, and that orbital will also be represented by 1s. Okay. Now if we go for the second shell, then what we will see? For second shell, n value is 2. Now possible values of L are 0 and 1. Okay. Now see, when I have to represent the subshell, then I will again write NL. So n value here will be 2 and L value for 0 will be S. So for n equal to 2 and L equal to 0, subshell will be 2S. Okay. Now since L value is 0, so M value will be 0 only. Okay. So 1 value means 1 orbital. Similarly, for n equal to 2, when we take L value 1, then L value 1 means p orbital. It means sub level is, or subshell is 2p. Now for L value 1, there are 3 possible values of M. So there are 3 orbitals of p and 1 orbital of S. So for second shell, there are total 4 orbitals. Okay. So number of orbitals are 4. Similarly, we can see for all the other main energy levels. Okay. So just like, let us discuss one more. For n shell, n value is 4 and L values are 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 means 4s orbital. I have again written n and L collectively. Okay, n value is 4, so L value is S for 0. Similarly, 4p, 4d, 4f. Now for L value 0, M value is 0, means 1 value. So here 1 orbital. For L equal to 1, there are 3 values, means again orbitals are 3. Here there are 5 values, so 5. Here there are 7 values, so 7. If we count all these, then it will be equal to 16. Okay, so all the conditions which are given, they are all fulfilled. Now one more topic comes. Previously we discussed about orbit, and in this quantum numbers we discussed about orbital. So what is the difference between orbit and orbital? So what is orbital? It is the definite circular path on which electron evolves, whereas orbital is the three-dimensional space around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. Okay, orbit is two-dimensional path, whereas it is three-dimensional region. Okay, now very important, Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Position and velocity of moving electron in an orbit can be calculated simultaneously. Okay, but it cannot be calculated simultaneously with exactness in case of orbital. Okay, now last is total number of electrons which an orbit can have, that is 2n square, just like we did right in the previous slide. And maximum 2 electrons can be present in an orbital. Okay, now see here, n value is 2. So how many electrons can exist? Since there are 16 orbitals, so how many can exist? One orbital can contain 2 electrons. So there can be 32 electrons. Okay, now it means which formula is followed? 2n square is followed. 2 multiplied by 4 square. 4 square means 16. 16 into 2 is 32. Okay, so this condition is also fulfilled. Now when we sum up all the 4 quantum numbers, then what is the information given collectively? First of all, n defines the shell, determines the size of the orbital, and also to a large extent the energy of the orbital. Okay, now secondly, there are n subshells in the n shell. When shell value is n, then that many are subshells possible. Okay, L identifies the subshell and determines the shape of the orbital. Okay, there are 2l plus 1 orbitals of each type. Okay, how many are there in total? 2l plus 1. Okay, now it means if we talk about s orbital, then how many will be there? Only 1. For p orbital there will be 3. For d orbital there will be 5. Okay, and so on. Okay, now ml, that third quantum number, ml designates the orientation of the orbital. For a given value of L, ml has 2l plus 1 values, the same as the number of orbitals per sublevel, per subshell. It means that the number of orbitals is equal to the number of ways in which they are oriented. Okay, so this is for ml. Last one, ms, the last quantum number, it refers to orientation of the spin of electron. Now on the basis of what we have done, we can solve this. When n value and l values are given, then how can we represent the orbital? We have to just write n l collectively, where n will be number and l will be the designation of sublevel. Now when n is equal to 2 and l is equal to 1, then it is 2. For l equal to 1, it is p. So A answer will be 2p. Similarly, n4 l0 means 4s. Okay, so this way we can go ahead. Okay, now whatever we have done today, on the basis of that you have to complete this exercise. Okay, these home assignments are to be completed. Thank you.